VOCAL. It's the vocal project. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first and probably, quite possibly, the last of these this project that I started as a freshman. And so today I'm going to be presenting a slideshow, a PowerPoint that I made as a freshman in an attempt to expand my YouTube channel, Driven to Fulfill. And I thought it'd be cool to share it with you guys, even though it's kind of old. I haven't really looked at it. I patched it up a little bit, added a few things like this avatar thing to make it a little bit more personal. But other than that, this is like a cold reading, so this will be fun. Introduction to Vocal. It stands for, I made this acronym up as a freshman, Varied Obtainable Cognitive Approaches to Learning, which I thought was sick, but you know, whatever. You guys might find it sick too. And it makes sense. It's almost like a teaching tool. It's a thorough 7-step analysis of a given topic. I came up with 7 steps, as I will show you. And the purpose of this project is to lay out a combative procedure intended for developing an appreciation for life itself and the many elements that compose it. The goal is to bring new surface-level perspectives to helpful concepts. Man, I think, I'm not trying to brag here, but as a freshman I was ahead of my time because I hadn't taken a single worldview class or philosophy class at the time, and this is what I came up with. And it's almost like a mission statement, which I, again, was not really familiar with. And this is what I guess the purpose of this project is, and if I continue to do something similar in the future, if you guys like this, then I will be following this mission statement, I guess. This is considered a mini-sode, like it's like a TV episode or a YouTube episode of a show. This first episode of the vocal project will briefly exemplify the analysis structure that can be used for other topics. The vocal project will maneuver through these topics using a multi-step process that characterizes detailed occupations. Interesting. The procedure. It contains the learner, the thinker, the creator, the defender, the discoverer, the achiever, and the messenger. And I think at the time I used these as like occupations. So if you almost like the personality test that you would take, like the 16 personalities test, and it's supposed to, you know, get certain and different people on board with the process of learning a specific topic. And so that's what I came up with here. And the learner is analyzing the basics of the topic at a grammar level. Then thinking is the ground level insight with branching possibilities. An integrated variant for more visual learners is the creator one, which will be kind of interactive. You want to follow along. Reference points to identify a vivid stance on an issue. The defender, that's more robust in the topic and might tap into the emotional side a little bit more. The discoverer, the elaborative preparation for real-world relevance. And then the achiever, the mental progression of the learned material. That's going to be a chart. The final product application in the community. And that's the messenger. Or really, it's the message, but again, I'm sticking with the occupational theme here. So, the subject of the day, episode 1, is critical thinking. And this is a general topic on purpose. I picked it that way so that it would be kind of a template for whatever more specific things I was to talk about in the future. Thinking is a hardly objectifiable concept seen everywhere in human history as far back as we can trace. Given this, the majority of society yearns for a way to concentrate the process of thinking in a way that can effortlessly improve the interactions in social circumstances. This concentration of intuitive acuity is critical thinking. You guessed it. Whoa. So, step 1 is the learner. And this is, animation. Okay. Step 2, the thinker. Critical thinking. Why would we want to critically think? The short answer is this. As human beings, we are all process information consciously and unconsciously. In a world where so much information leads us to question the verity and honesty of the information exchanged, being savvy in the art of decision making can be a huge game changer for tough situations. Yeah, I think this is incredibly accurate. The older I get now as a graduated high schooler, the more I see, wow, the world can be looked at so many different ways through worldview, through study of philosophy, through psychological means, and it all just comes down to really just being able to look at the world and appreciate the value that's in it. And then not only appreciating it, but being able to defend those values and being able to, I guess, sustain them when there's trials and when there's suffering, which the world has a lot of that. That we can stay true to a foundation of sorts, and it looks different for everyone based on nature and nurture. Okay, the creator, number 3. Create an image of your brain. Yeah, do it. Draw a brain. This is an image that obviously I kind of added to it, but yeah, I would draw a brain. Add the information that you input and that you output. Use what you know about critical thinking to draw, paint, or model the problems you face and how you deal with them. So this can look a number of different ways. Like I made here work, family, social life. I didn't have a job as a freshman. I still don't. But that's, I guess, just all the things you have to process in your day-to-day life, and then what you end up like putting out is your time management and prioritizing each thing. Whoa, and so yeah, go ahead and draw that. Pause the video. And really trying to interact and process what you see as far as how you have to critically think in just a few different ways. And step 4, the defender. Critically thinking, learning to defend your beliefs is a deeper rooted trait than simply arguing or replying to a post. Man, I guess social media was already a big problem at this point, even just a few years ago. I mean, I was trying to start a YouTube channel up, and unbeknownst to me, I didn't have much time to do that, so it didn't develop too much. But even with the limited exposure I had to social media, I could see that there was some big problems out there, and with people, shutting others down, and it's just gotten worse today, really. So that's what I'm saying here is when you need to defend yourself, not in like a stubborn way, like, oh, I need to show that I'm right, but really just trying to truthfully discern what is, yeah, I guess truth on the internet, and really discerning because it's so hard today because everything's obfuscated and confusing. So when you can defend your thoughts, then you can more respectfully respond if there's someone who may be opposing your beliefs, and then the norm, I guess. And then the best way to defend your beliefs is to live them out. If one is passionate about something, they probably want others to share the joy. And I mean, this is extremely true as well. Defending viewpoints allows us to grow. We need to think about what we learn and either fit it in with what we know or rearrange beliefs to create a systematic mentality that can hold up against any alternative belief systems. So really what we're trying to do here is not trying to like defend. I use the word defend for a reason. We're not trying to attack other people's viewpoints, but there will be certain times where we need to, and it might not even be like an explicit defense of, hey, I'm right in this way and you're not. It may be just in the way you're living something out. If a thief comes and breaks into your home, and their worldview might be a little bit skewed because they think they can just steal property. You have to be stronger, and I mean it might look different for some people. Some people might want to hide. Some people it's like the run, hide, fight training. But but really just understanding that there's certain worldviews that will be stronger than others, and that's how people like win in society. Even though some people might not see life as a game, just really being able to hold up against others and be strong, not trying to be like a predator in society, but really just trying to be strong in it and live your life to the fullest. And then caution is key. Unless you are completely certain in something, listen before speaking. We need to be in the mindset that we can always learn from others who have had different and difficult experiences, different experiences than us. Discussion should be a cheerful time to exchange ideas within dialogue. This looks different for everyone, but using reason is a uniting way to increase social productivity. And the next one, discover. These are questions. The discover is meant to prompt a more introspective kind of, reflection on what we're talking about here. And this is meant to just kind of jog your brain a little bit, if depending on who you are, on how you would attack some of these issues. Do you think your life has meaning? In what ways are you motivated? Are you a consumer or a contributor? Do you pursue knowledge? Why or why not? What are your goals in life? How can you use critical thinking to become the person you want to be? What are ways you are already using critical thinking? And really just understanding again that we use critical thinking as a tool, and we ought to understand it more. And the older we get, typically the better we can. Depends on what we do and how we form our habits, but we can obtain more knowledge and be more informed on how the world works and how better to navigate through it. This is the chart I was talking about for the achiever. And for the achiever, I just figured out that you could add icons like the ones I did here. This is what I changed it a little bit because there weren't icons there yet for this slide, and so that's cool, I guess, because I had to hand make the icons back when I was a freshman for like the achiever and all the little like medals and stuff in the top corner. So hope you appreciate that. And then I made the little, the character, the avatar, I guess, again, to be more personal, even though it's not really my face. Kind of looks like me. Kind of looks like an Incredibles character. Anyway, actions are stronger than words, but words will do the trick. So here we've got, speaking, learning, and discussion. And I really think the more you get to talk to other people, it really helps with everything else. And so just speaking and learning and discussing. And those are the three things that you can do to achieve any number of critical thinking success. And lastly, the messenger. Critically thinking can be, broken down simply as achieving the pinnacle of success as an individual and as a critical thinker. And this starts and ends with respecting one another's positions, but also upholding a standard for honesty and truthfulness. And for me, as a graduating high school student who went to a Christian school, this centers around my Christian faith. If I recognize that I am a person that needs help, it is much easier for me to hold those around me both accountable but also respectable for struggling and often succeeding alongside me. And it might look different for some of you guys. You might not be Christians. You might have a different religion. You might you might be atheists. But I think we can all learn from critical thinking and from learning from one another, and just learning about different people's human positions in the world. And I hope we can all come together and struggle together, I guess. Not in like a weird like socialist way or anything. But I think we just need to come together and be more familial in that sense. And then the message is this: don't give up on your beliefs, don't be afraid to share them, but also be open to others. Think this stuff through and don't just go through the motions in life. And that about wraps it up. So as a freshman, I made that project and I thought it would be cool to actually present it like I intended originally. And so that's the vocal project. And I don't know, it depends on what you guys think about it, but I think I'll probably this might be the last one I do. But I thought it was a really cool idea, and so we'll see where uh, life takes me and where I can elaborate on some of this stuff if uh, inspiration strikes on a whim. Thank you for watching.